The feeling that one's Iman is low and it is going down and it is decreasing. This is something that all human beings experience, even the believers, because we believe that Al-Iman, faith, increases and decreases. If we're talking about Al-Iman as the good deeds, how does it increase? It increases bil-ta'ah, by doing good deeds. And what makes Iman decreases? Sinning causes the Iman to decrease. There is a long list of ahadith and ayat in this regard. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that for the believers who work on their religious commitment and they try to maintain their steadfastness, Allah will increase their Iman furthermore. الَّذِينَ اهْتَدَوْا زَادَهُمْ هُدًى وَآتَاهُمْ تَقْوَاهُمْ. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that whoever draws towards Him a handspan, Allah will draw further towards him an arm's length, and so on. So when you take the initiative and you do a good deed, as a result of that, your Iman would definitely increase. The further you get close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the closer you get to Allah, the more your Iman will increase. And when the person sins and does not repent from the sin, then he adds to that sin another sin and a third and a fourth, and he gets sucked in sinning by not praying, by not fulfilling the commandments of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, by rather getting involved in disobedience. As a result of that, the Iman will keep decreasing. The person may get get stripped of his Iman. It's like a shirt, you take it off and you put it on. Iman is like that, as Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, may Allah be pleased with him, explained. So what we need to do is try to maintain our Iman high at all level, at all time. How? Simply by, number one, fulfilling all what Allah ordered with regards to al-fara'id. The prayer on time, and particularly for men in jama'ah, is the greatest mean in this regard. The greatest mean of increasing your Iman. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, إِنَّ الصَّلَاةَ تَنْهَى عَنِ الْفَحْشَاءِ وَالْمُنْكَرِ. He also said, وَلَذِكْرُ اللَّهِ أَكْبَرُ. The remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does forbid evil and sinning. And it is the greatest thing that the person can do. And as-salah contains dhikr, the remembrance of Allah and celebrating His names from beginning to end. So as-salah, al-dhikr, recitation of Quran, frequently making istighfar. You know, if we happen to have a hidden camera following us from the moment we get up until the moment we go to sleep, approximately between 16 to 18 hours every day, that if you sleep average between 6 and 8 hours, then you hold yourself accountable when you review the rerun of the video and you just watch what you did, what went wrong from morning till evening. You will be shocked. Oh my God, did I do all of that? Now, either by indulging into sins or by skipping mandatory acts, so you find yourself drowned in sins. Don't worry about it. No problem. You can still get rid of all of that by frequently making istighfar. If you want an advice right now which will increase your Iman tremendously, after you finish the show, inshallah, just sit for 10-15 minutes, keep saying Astaghfirullah al-Azim wa atubu ilayh, Astaghfirullah al-Azim wa atubu ilayh. It does wonder. And follow that by saying Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammad. Send the Durood Sharif upon the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It would be wonderful if the first thing that you do when you get up in the morning, you recite your Quran. Let me share something with you that happened to me yesterday. I got up, I barely slept for a few hours, and I had a lot of things to do. I was supposed to catch the bank before the protests would start, and you know what's going on in Egypt. So it was very important to go to the bank as early as possible. And I called the banker and said, you better come right now. And so I said, okay. Then I thought about it. If I leave home right now, yes, I will get my business finished in an hour or two. But I know I may get sucked in other business and I would not get to read my sabaq, the part of the Quran which I decided to recite today, just to recite. And by the way, you can always recite by memory, by heart, while driving, but the recitation when you're sitting and have the Quran open before you and pondering and reflecting upon the ayat which you're reading is entirely different. You have to do that on a regular basis. So I said to myself, you know what? I ain't leaving my place before I read my sabaq. And let whatever happens. I finished. Then I looked and said, oh my God, I'm very late. I can barely make it. I don't know if I'll be able to make it or not. I went and subhanallah, there was only a couple people in the bank, unusually. Normally it's packed. So I finished several businesses and I returned in less than 15-20 minutes where I was able to catch the next prayer on time in the masjid. To me, it was something abnormal. Then I shared with my wife and my family, this is the blessings of beginning your day by reciting your Quran or your sabaq. What happened? It encouraged you when I recited my Quran. There is no way that you're going to miss the prayer in Jama'ah. There is no way that you're going to miss the first takbir and say, wait until you hear the iqamah. Why? One good thing leads to another good thing, and so on and so forth. One bad thing, one sin would suck you into another sin, and it would lead to a third, to a fourth, and so on. So you're always in a competition between the good and the bad. The good is competing over you, and the bad is competing over you. You're guarded by the angels, and you're surrounded by the shayateen. Whom would you like to join and go with? Give preference and priority to what pleases Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You will be always happy, no matter what happens to you. Any loss that you encounter will be insignificant. As long as Allah is happy, who cares? Then I'm happy.